Okay, video number 2 from Jenna Jane's yard. All the yard work is pretty much done. I got all my spring picking up done, and now we're just waiting for the ground to thaw out a little bit, and then we're probably ready to start cleaning up the leaves and grooming the grass soon. Right now, so since this is kind of a down period for us, waiting on the seasons to change from winter to spring. Actually, this is the first day I'm out here with just a hoodie on. It's been a long time. Um, I picked up all the pine needles. And I cleaned up a lot of the leaves and the fallen trees. And if you look behind me, you should be able to see the last remnants of my limbs that have been falling down. They fell down during a couple of snowstorms that we had. And that's one reason why we got the 1023E this year. Uh, let's go back into details. I moved here 6 years ago. And for the first 2 winters, it wasn't so bad. I was able to do it with a shovel. And during a snowstorm, I would come out here 2 or 3 times during a snowstorm and get everything all shoveled and keep it halfway decent. Well, when you get later in the year, when it starts to warms up a little bit and you get that freezing snow and rain, and then all of a sudden you got that wet heavy snow and you got that it rained and you got that sheet of ice either underneath the snow or above the snow, and then you got the heavy snow. Well, then the shovel didn't seem to work, and I'm getting old and lazier. Okay, so we got a new John Deere. We called it the E120, or was it the S120? I think it was the S120, and it was great. A small little lawnmower. We put a little blade on the front of it, and did a great job on the driveway. And it's great for the small snowfalls. But when you get 6, 8 inches and you don't go out there until the snow is done, I'm sorry, there's not enough power on the tractor. Well, there was enough power on the tractor, but you really worked it. And I really did. And then after a while, it's like, hey, I got a 4 foot pile of snow here I can't do nothing with. I need a bucket so I can dump it over and create the space, right? So this year was bad. I said, the heck with this. And it was like, we only had like maybe another month and a half worth of snow coming yet. And I, John Deere said it would cost, for the snowblower attachment, it would cost me $3,000. I said, for that price, I can get another new tractor. And that's what I paid for the last tractor, the S120, or we paid for it. And so it didn't pay to have 2 tractors in the yard. So why not up the pace a little bit? And I got a subcompact tractor, and that is the 1023E. It's got a bucket, a mower, and a box blade. Can't see it all right now, but it'll come in due time. Trust me. And I had a wonderful job. It didn't snow for like 3 weeks after I got the tractor, and it's like, really? I want to play and I can't play with it. Um, so we went from a shovel to a small lawnmower with a little blade on it to the 1023E. And I like it so far. It's great for the snow. What I got to use for my driveway, it's great for the snow in the driveway. Now, we have an acre of woods and we have an acre of lawn. So we have 2 acres I got to maintain, and ever since during COVID and a little bit before COVID, I started creating a path using pruning shears in our yard through the woods. And we got a path, and now I can actually maintain the woods and kind of like keep it clean. I got a path going there so we can take around. And in the last 2 years, we got a new neighbor that moved in, and I planted some trees out in the front to create a sound baffle and to keep us a little bit more secluded from the traffic. And since we got a new neighbor and he cut down all the trees, I planted more trees last year. And I did that all with a little S120 John Deere. But there's still a lot of work that you could do where the little S120 could not do. So that's why we upgraded this. This is not only perfect for plowing snow, but it's actually going to be a lifesaver for when I'm working out in the woods and doing some lawn work. And as you can see, during the first snowfall, I had a lot of fallen branches when the snow got so heavy and it rained and it turned to ice. So around here, a lot of our pines all broke. The branches just broke because they were too heavy. So the last week I've been burning broken limbs that have been falling off. And that's where the 1023 actually came in handy. I bought a pair of clamp-on forks. Just a regular simple clamp-on forks. I don't need nothing serious because all I'm doing is just moving a few big heavy limbs. And I just bring them over here to a fire pit and I set them ablaze. So I got about half of the pile gone. I'm kind of impressed. So we do, it's just, it's maintaining the yard through the summer and the woods. And then in the winter, you know, pretty much snow shoveling. And the box blade actually comes in handy. It's actually a great multi-purpose tool. I can even use it as a plow for plowing snow in the winter. For the areas that I can't get in with the bucket, I can just back up real quick and slap the box blade down and we get it going. So there's pros and cons to this. And doing the John Deere in the woods and with the mowing. I don't do any gardening. So that's the difference between me and, say, somebody that needs a tractor on a big farm. So, and like I said earlier, with the my other resources and the other websites that are doing this just for the tractors and stuff like that, we're not totally farmers, but yet we're also not totally urbanites either. So we're right in the middle, and we're also going to be containing content on how to do certain things that I've seen other people do for what they need. And I'll be doing something similar, but my needs are a little bit different. I don't do a lot of digging, but I do a lot of running hoses around because I'm transplanting trees. So I need a little thing here on the back that just carries water hoses. And then I also have a big 35-gallon water tank that I leave out in the middle of the woods, and I fill it up when I can, and then I let it drain into hoses, and it waters the trees out in the woods that I just transplanted. So stand by for that. There's going to be plenty of other ideas and projects that we're going to be doing, and I'll be glad to share it with you. All right. So you guys have a good one. As Taper John always says, more to come. And as Janet Jane would say, we'll talk to you next time.